This woman just freaked out on me because she was in front of me and she went to go parallel park, and she did so extremely abruptly. I was following her, and then she stopped on her brakes, turned signal on, and then started maneuvering her car into the spot. But I was already kind of blocking that spot, so I slam on my horn, and she keeps going backwards, so I think she's going to hit my car. So I'm like still slamming on my horn, which didn't give me a second to switch gears into reverse to be able to back up and give her some space. She starts yelling out of the window at me a bunch of F words. That's all I could really make out, and is like extremely angry at me. And so then she pulls in. I back up. She pulls into the spot. I roll my window down, and I was like, "What were you trying to say?" And then a lot of F words came out at that point too. But she was just like, "You like I turned my blinker on, and you just sped up behind me, and I didn't even have a chance to speak because she was just going off, and she was clearly extremely up in her window and very angry." And so I just like let her speak, and I said, "Okay, I wasn't trying to offend you." She said, "I'm not offended." And then she kept yelling and saying that she's like, "Don't worry, my car's paid in full. It's mine. It's fully paid off, and there's no way I was going to hit you." And it's like, what she doesn't realize is that I'm not inside of her brain. So the way that I was, having the depth perception to see her car backing into mine, she didn't have that same viewpoint. So for her, just not understanding that there's two sides to every story, and to try to bring me into the negativity, it's just interesting how, like, within a millisecond, and this person doesn't even know me, doesn't know me. I'm sure if she knew me, she wouldn't be talking to me in the way that she did. And I just said, "Okay, well, glad we're both in our spots now," or something like that. And she said, "Enjoy the rest of your day." I said, "You too, peace be with you," and I left. But I didn't raise my voice. I used it as an opportunity, really, to just see if I could maintain calm while clearly this person's screaming her head off at me, and like what that did to her reaction. And clearly, like with her at the end of the time, even though it was in an aggressive way, saying "enjoy the rest of your day," like that's a different place than it would have been if I just drove away or flicked her off, or rolled my window down and started dropping F-bombs to her too. So what I've been talking about on this channel is how our reactions can then impact the energy that's given off by other people. So even in this time where clearly it was a heightened reaction that she was having, and she felt whatever kind of way that she did, because I was bringing calm energy, then it calmed her down at the end for us to be able to say, "All right, peace, bye." Yeah, I call that a success. That's as good as that could have gone.